Eloi Aligi. The theme music is by Age Prior and sound mix Reed Audio. At the time of recording this podcast, all information was current. You are listening to Fractured, a newsroom.co.nz production, funded through Aotearoa, New Zealand, on here.
Photo Centre has picture-perfect gifts for everybody this Easter, like personalised mugs, magnets and more, all at incredibly low prices. Order today and collect in-store tomorrow. Kmart, low prices below. T's and C's apply.
If you own a small business, you know the day goes fast. Staff to manage, customers to serve, calls to make, books to balance, stock to order, suppliers to pay. But there are also opportunities not to be missed. That's why Amex business cards support cash flow, fuel growth, and reward you for being busy. Cards for businesses on the grow. That's the powerful backing of American Express. Search Amex business cards today. T's and C's, eligibility and approval criteria apply.
Drives business success. Salesforce is leading the way with Agentforce. Agentforce powers a 24/7 digital workforce that seamlessly supports your teams to deliver instant, personalized, and always-on support, unlocking new capacity, limitless productivity, and accelerated growth for all businesses and industries. Welcome to the future of digital labor. Agentforce. It's what AI was meant to be. For more info, visit salesforce.com/agentforce.
Small business, you know the day goes fast. Staff to manage, customers to serve, calls to make, books to balance, stock to order, suppliers to pay. But there are also opportunities not to be missed. That's why Amex business cards support cash flow, fuel growth, and reward you for being busy. Cards for businesses on the grow. That's the powerful backing of American Express. Search Amex business cards today. T's and C's, eligibility and approval criteria apply.
Shellcard is making it their business to reward business owners. Sign up to Shellcard today, link your Flybuys, and collect 150,000 bonus Flybuys points when you fill up with 10,000 litres or more of Shell fuel at Ready Express in the first 6 months. How rewarding is that? For details, visit shell.com.au/fly promo. Eligible new Shellcard customers only. One Flybuys card holder must be linked to a Shellcard account. Offer ends 35/25 and is redeemable once. Must quote Fly promo on sign up. Excludes LPG and AdBlue purchase. T's apply.
Learning needs to work in the real world. That's why Swinburne Edge designs courses for your career now. Learn with industry-leading experts and apply your skills that day. Search Swinburne Edge today.
The baby is not liking it at all. And here you see they increase the oxytocin.
Wow.
And
oh my God.
This is the injury. This is the injury. This is the injury.
Is now. Dr. Schifrin is now. there are almost no heart tracings at all.
That dramatic change represents the injury, the ability to make the diagnosis of neurologic injury.
This series contains discussions of themes that might be distressing for some listeners. A controversial medical diagnosis.
Their convictions are based on science that has now been disavowed.
A baby taken.
She has not physically been present with her daughter for over 3 years.
We will ask, did the doctors, the police, the courts, and so many of New Zealand's state agencies get it wrong?
I feel really heartbroken. I already feel like I'm losing her.
Kia ora, I'm Melanie Reid, Newsroom's Investigations Editor. Welcome to the second season of our podcast, Fractured. This is episode 3, The Voice of the Fetus. How should I address you?
Dr. Schifrin, Barry.
Okay. So, I don't think you're probably so used to dealing with journalists.
Well, my son is a journalist.
Fantastic.
Yes, he's the foreign correspondent for PBS News in the United States.
Really?
Oh, yes.
That's a big job.
That's a big job.
Dr. Barry Schifrin is based in Los Angeles. He's an obstetrician gynecologist with a 60-year-long CV of credentials, including academic appointments in obstetrics and gynecology in medical schools at Harvard University, the University of Southern California, and Loma Linda University. He has been a director of maternal fetal medicine in several hospitals and has written more than 200 articles and books on fetal monitoring, including fetal neurological injury during birth. After we sent him Baby K's medical files, he insisted we needed to get something else, the electronic fetal monitoring tracings from her birth held at Auckland Women's Hospital. Don't ask us how we got those, but we did. By the time I sit down to interview him, Dr. Schifrin has had numerous exchanges and conversations with my colleague Bonnie about the case. So, Dr. Schifrin, you've spoken to Bonnie.
Right.
Are there some other things you'd like us to talk to you about before we do a bit of an interview about the situation?
No, I'm just curious, are there legal proceedings trying to stop the deportation? Is that what's going on?
So what we're doing now is we're going to the Minister of Immigration to try. We explained the situation to Dr. Schifrin, that we are trying to get CETA's deportation put on hold until we can get all of the expert medical evidence we've sought, including his, to be assessed by the right authorities here in New Zealand.
Will they be willing to listen to the medical evidence?
Yes, I think that they will have to. Has to. As a young doctor, Barry Schifrin was one of a team that pioneered the electronic fetal monitor, the EFM as it's known, which tracks a fetus's heart rate during labour, was developed to help reduce fetal death and brain damage during labour and delivery. He estimates he's delivered more than 6,000 babies during his career. At the time of this interview, Dr. Schifrin had reviewed all of Baby K's medical files, but before we discuss his findings, he wants to know all about season 1 of our podcast. It's all about her coming to New Zealand and then going to England having a baby. then have the baby, and her going to jail, and the child being taken off her. It's harrowing. Jail, and the child being taken off her. It's harrowing.
Terrible. It's a dispiriting story. But I must say, in my career, it is physicians often learn about the potential harm that can come from obstetrical care, which may not be obvious immediately, and which has lifelong consequences.
I want to give some more context as to why we've contacted an expert obstetrician gynecologist. There's been something in the back of my mind since I first read the transcripts from Sita's trial. In court, her defence lawyer raised the possibility to the Starship Hospital paediatrician.
Sorry? Yeah, no worries, yeah. Yeah, thank you, no worries.
Some of those fractures could be dated. Some of those fractures could be dated back to when baby Kay was born. Here's what Sita's defence lawyer said in court.
When I asked the radiologist where along that timeline the rib fractures could be placed, her answer was that they were possibly 8 weeks old, but it wasn't possible to be accurate.
A reminder, baby Kay was 8 weeks old when she was taken to Starship.
Even my learned friend, the Crown prosecutor, acknowledging that the rib fractures could be as old as baby Kay herself, sought to clarify whether the rib fractures were as a result of her delivery.
She had earlier cross-examined the Starship paediatrician. As you know, both are being read by captives.
You would also agree that there appears from studies, and even the one that you have referred to, that the risk increases for intracranial hemorrhage in newborn infants when they are also born with a vacuum extraction and forceps, as compared to infants born by spontaneous vaginal delivery.
So certainly there is a slightly increased risk of bleeding into the head with those types of birthing procedures. And in many of those cases they have been found to have a very small bleed in the posterior aspect of the head. So if the baby was unwell, there would be an indication to do more images at the time and soon around birth. And in baby Kay's case, her birth records did not describe a trauma delivery, and her resuscitation scores were normal after birth.
So the Starship paediatrician was